Hello, this is New Vision TV. I'm Lynn Komjisha. Uganda has for long been regarded as a world model of multi-sectoral approach to combating the deadly AIDS epidemic. New Vision TV traces the country's struggle against HIV that started with a phone call from Havana to Kampala.
Out there somewhere.
There was 1986. Africa's first homegrown revolutionary movement to capture state power after a record 5-year armed struggle. The National Resistance Army of Uganda was setting up government. The new president, Commander Yoweri Museveni, decided to send several dozens of his guerrillas to Cuba for formal military training. Soon after the Ugandan soldiers arrived in Cuba, Museveni received a disturbing call from his Cuban counterpart, Comrade Fidel Castro. Without mincing words, Castro informed Museveni that he had a big problem on his hands. He broke the news that more than half of the Ugandan trainees had tested positive of the new killer disease called AIDS, which breaks down the body's natural immunity to most diseases and infections. A shocked Museveni called his health minister, Dr. Rakana Rugunda, to discuss the matter. Thereafter, the cabinet then took stock of the state of the epidemic in the country. The disease was already known, having first been identified in Rakai near the Tanzania border in the early 1980s, although the Frenchman Montagnier had identified the retrovirus that caused AIDS in 1983. Many Ugandans still believed the disease was caused by witchcraft. Even the non-superstitious ones did not understand it well enough. There were already significant efforts to treat the terminally afflicted patients by hospitals, such as in Zambia. However, there was no serious coordination of these efforts. The government set up the AIDS control program based at Entebbe. The Uganda Virus Research Institute also quickly acquired the capacity to test for HIV. The first top anti-AIDS warriors included Dr. Warren Namara and Dr. Samo Kware from government and the indefatigable Sister Dagan from Zambia Missionary Hospital. Testing and counseling started and expanded in public hospitals. But AIDS was not merely a medical issue, and the country was lucky to have pioneer persons to spearhead the struggle, starting with Noelin Kaleba, who founded TASO, the AIDS support organization. However, due to the conservative cultures, discussion of sexuality through which most infections occur was still a taboo, and the religious bodies were opposed to the promotion of condoms, the most effective method of preventing transmission by the virus during sex. Stigma was at its highest and was still rising. One day in 1989, out of the sky came a Ugandan music star, then based in Sweden. Philip Bongo Lutaya was then the biggest Ugandan name. He chose Makerere University as the venue to break the news to the nation. It was on April 14, 1989, when Lutaya stunned the nation by announcing that he was suffering from AIDS. Exactly 8 months later, on December 15th, Lutaya died.
Today's me, tomorrow someone else. It's me and you, we gotta stand out and fight. We shed a light in the fight again.
In the last 8 months of his life, Philip Lutaya did more of the AIDS struggle in Uganda than any individual before, and possibly even after. He used his music to liberate Ugandans from the ignorance of HIV. The first obstacle Lutaya's battle ran into had a surprising identity: the Ministry of Health. The conservative bureaucrats were not about to allow musicians emerging from Europe talking to Ugandans about a sexuality-related matter. But support also came from an unexpected source. The then Anglican Archbishop of Namirembe, Bishop Miseri Kauma, invited Philly Lutaya to his cathedral and gave him the podium. Bishop Kauma said Lutaya was free to use the church structure to deliver his message as long as he could. When he was not in church, Lutaya was on stage accompanied by Uganda's oldest band, Afrigo Band, to spread the message. But his health was failing. Lutaya was working around the clock in studio recording the last songs before he could die. He passed away on December 15, 1989. Uganda's battle against HIV/AIDS continued, with emphasis placed on prevention and destigmatization. Another big boost came after 1994 with the freeing of the radio airwaves. The first private stations to go on air were Sanyu and Capital. At Capital FM, a presenter like the country had not had before during the old UBC days took Kampala by the storm. His name was Pura Sematimba. Sematimba was lively and in an entertaining way started teaching Ugandans about romance. Sematimba is credited for introducing Valentine's Day celebrations to Ugandans. He fired the first bullet of discussing sexuality on air. This made the public health battle against HIV much easier. The government also set up the Multi-Sectoral Uganda AIDS Commission, and the late Bishop Kauma has been one of its chairpersons. Despite conservative resistance, ABC, which means abstinence, being faithful and using condoms, was adopted by the nation as the strategy to fight HIV. Several new initiatives have started, including those that were once considered unimaginable, like pre-exposure drugs that are now available in public hospitals in 7 districts of the country since mid-2007. But the struggle is still far from done. Uganda is now working towards total elimination of AIDS over the next 2 decades. We are winning the battle together.
It's me. Tomorrow someone else. It's me and you. We gotta stand out and fight.
Moving on, the Electoral Commission is in the final stages of the Local Council 1, Local Council 2 and Women Council elections. This comes with 2 weeks remaining to the long-awaited polling day for the Local Council elections. According to Paul Bukenya, the Deputy Electoral Commission spokesperson, the Village Residents Register was displayed on October 31st and November 1st, and many people embraced the exercise. And now, members of parliament from Acholi sub-region have attacked Bank of Uganda for failing to reduce the interest rate, saying it is undermining economic growth among the rural population. The MPs led by the Awa County MP Regan Okumu said it was a contradiction for Bank of Uganda to preach a message of savings to the people, yet they have failed to bring down the high interest rates. And in sports news, Dennis ONYANGO has been named among the CAF Champions League Team of the Year. The Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper was named Best Goalkeeper despite failure by his South African club to defend the CAF Champions League. Africa Football Governing Body CAF named the team immediately after the Champions League club final on Saturday. Wydad Casablanca of Morocco became the African champions for a second time when they defeated Al Ahly of Egypt 1-0 in the second leg of the CAF Champions League final. Walid El Kati nodded in the lone goal on 69 minutes to give the home team a 2-1 aggregate triumph after they forced a 1-1 draw in the Egyptian coastal city Alexandria last weekend. Sundowns couldn't make it past the quarterfinals of Africa's biggest club competition that was on Saturday, won by Moroccan club Wydad Casablanca. ONYANGO, who has been outstanding for both club and country, was selected among the best 11 together with teammate Passy Tau. You're still watching New Vision TV, and now for Pearl of Africa series, we take a look at why you have to visit Lake Mbirinzi. Lake Mbirinzi lies in Masaka district in western Uganda. Besides its fresh water at the shores, tourists engage in donkey riding and bird watching. This is how to get to Lake Mbirinzi. The shores have a tourist site which offer a perfect getaway.
Lake Mbirinzi is approximately 23 kilometers by road east of the town of Masaka. Masaka district is one of the districts that cover the central region of Uganda. Here lies the ever-fresh Lake Birinzi. Just like its breakaway from Lake Victoria, Lake Nabugabo, Birinzi has a soothing, quiet ambience, cool breeze and fresh air around it. Different from other lakes, Birinzi is home to exotic flora. This enhances the shores, giving you the freedom to smell them, take pictures around them, and also a reason to come back. Fishing is one of the major activities locals and tourists engage in. The donkeys at the shore also offer one-lifetime rides. More on the shores of Lake Birinzi is vegetation and a number of different types of trees and birds. However, the most interesting activity at Lake Birinzi is boat riding, as tourists love crossing through to meet the edge of the lake. With all this activity, 2017 could be a life changer if you just spend a weekend or a family vacation at Lake Birinzi. However, for more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website www.newvision.co.ug.
And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more of your updates on your mobile, on your desktop, on your tablet, anywhere on the go by visiting www.newvision.co.ug. I'm Lynn Komjisha.